Okay, let's just jump right in. What if I told you that there's a secret language that you probably use every single day and you don't even realize it? Seriously, it's kind of hiding in plain sight and it's secretly structuring the digital world all around us. I mean, think about it. You're in a chat app, right? Or maybe you're reading some documentation online or just scrolling through a forum. You see text that's bold or in italics or organized into these perfect little lists. How does that happen so fast without having to click through a bunch of clunky menus? You've absolutely seen this in an app like Discord. You tap a couple of asterisks here, an underscore there, and boom, your text just pops with emphasis. This right here, this is our first clue. It's simple, it's intuitive, and you know what? It just works. And then you see it on the more technical side of things. If you've ever found yourself on GitHub, you've seen these incredible, well-structured README files. They've got headings, links, code blocks, everything laid out perfectly. And it just goes to show that this exact same simple language is also a huge deal in the world of software development. So, what is this secret language? Well, it's called Markdown. And in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain and see exactly what it is, what it's for, its biggest strengths and weaknesses, and most importantly, when you should be using it. So Markdown, it was created way back in 2004 by John Gruber with some help from Aaron Swartz. And it was designed with one core philosophy in mind: simplicity. It's what's known as a lightweight markup language, which is really just a fancy way of saying its whole purpose is to be as readable and intuitive as regular old plain text. So how does it actually work? It's genius, really. You just write plain text and add a few simple symbols. For example, a hash symbol or a pound sign creates a heading. 1 hash for the biggest heading you can get, 2 for the next size down, and you get the idea. You write the simple text on the left, and it magically transforms into the nice-looking formatted text on the right. And what if you want to add some emphasis? Well, it's just as easy. You wrap your text in 2 asterisks to make it bold, or just 1 asterisk to make it italic. See, it's designed to feel super natural, almost like how you'd mark up your own notes by hand. And making lists, you just use a dash or an asterisk. It's so simple. And this is the real magic of Markdown. The syntax is so clean that even the raw text file itself is super easy to read long before it's ever turned into its final pretty form. It's this simple foundation that lets Markdown do some really big things. Okay, so now we know what Markdown is, but what can you actually do with it? Turns out, its real power lies in that simplicity. Its uses are incredibly diverse. We're talking everything from jotting down simple notes all the way to powering modern artificial intelligence. Seriously, you'll find Markdown everywhere once you start looking. It's the backbone of GitHub READMEs. It's a huge favorite for bloggers. It's the language behind note-taking apps like Obsidian. And it's essential for data scientists using Jupyter notebooks. It's used for technical docs at massive companies, think Google, Facebook, Apple. But its most surprising role? It's in AI. No, you heard that right. This super simple language plays a really critical role in some of the most advanced tech we have today. Specifically, in systems that use what's called Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or RAG for short. So how does this work? Well, it breaks down into 3 easy steps. First, Markdown's headings and lists give data a clear structure, which helps the AI understand the hierarchy of information, what's most important. Second, features like code blocks help the AI understand context. It can tell the difference between plain English and a snippet of code. And finally, because the AI gets all this structure, it can generate really high-quality, well-formatted answers for us to read. Markdown is basically the perfect translator between human language and machine understanding. But, of course, it's not perfect. In fact, Markdown's greatest strength, its simplicity, is also the source of its biggest criticisms. And this has kicked off a huge debate among writers and developers about where it really fits in. So let's break down the arguments. On one hand, its strengths are pretty obvious. It's incredibly easy to learn, the plain text files work on any system, and it makes you focus on the content, not on fiddling with formatting. But the weaknesses are just as real. It doesn't have deep semantic meaning, it kind of falls apart with really complex projects, and its feature set is, well, intentionally limited. On the pros side, you've got people at major tech companies like Google and Waymo. As one Reddit user put it, they chose it for speed and collaboration. It's just a fantastic way to let developers, who were already comfortable with text files, easily jump in and contribute to documentation. But here's the other side of the coin, from another user. They say that when projects get really complex, we're talking multiple product versions, translations, content that changes based on a user, Markdown starts to fall over. It just wasn't built for that level of heavy lifting, which is where more robust systems like Data really shine. So,
Where does that leave us? How do we decide? Well, it all comes down to a really simple principle: using the right tool for the right job. So let's try to get a clear verdict on when Markdown is the absolute perfect choice. This chart really sums up the core trade-off perfectly, doesn't it? Markdown is all about high ease of use but low feature complexity. Those other, more complex systems, it's the exact opposite. Your choice really just depends on where your project needs to be on this spectrum.
So the verdict is pretty clear. Markdown is absolutely ideal for things like README files, blog posts, your own personal notes, and getting developers to collaborate. It's a rock star where speed, simplicity, and easy contributions are what matter most. But it's probably not the right tool for massive enterprise documentation that needs complex versioning, conditional content, or has to follow strict regulations.
And that really leaves us with a final thought to chew on. Markdown is successful precisely because it shows simplicity over a ton of features. It solved a very common problem for millions of people by doing less, not more. And in a world that only seems to get more and more complex, maybe simplicity is the ultimate superpower after all.